I definitely wanted lots of storage, which I certainly have, but definitely like a functional living, kitchen kind of dining area. And certainly a walk-in pantry was definitely something that I did want.
The kitchen area was something we stuck around for a while, and in the design we were worried about getting a functional kitchen. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the kitchen and dining area and how that's turned out. I do love our home. I love the wow factor you get when you walk in the door.
I really like our home as well. The one thing that we did want out of the house is something that will suit us over a long period of time as well. So it fits our family now, and it will hopefully fit our family as we go into the future. We didn't want to sign up to something now and then have a build start in 12 to 18 months time. So certainly being able to get in pretty much straight away and start that building process was quite good.
I had some concerns about coming up with a plan that suited this particular block, breezes and sunrise and sunset, and I think if we had gone down another avenue, we very well would have ended up with a plan that didn't quite suit, particularly like an afternoon sun. So yeah, pretty happy with doing a more customised footprint from the start. We were going through a little bit of a process early, doing the rounds. Reef Coast was one of the ones where we actually had a longer conversation about before diving into floor plans and things like that, where some of the other experiences were just us scrolling floor plans on their websites and sort of not really knowing what we were doing. Where Reef Coast, we sort of thought we'd get a bit more of a custom design, which is what we were after, and that's what led us down that path, yeah.
So it was nice to have something that was built just for us and designed just for us.
There was more conversations up front instead of just going straight into it, that put us a bit more at ease. And then along the way I had plenty of questions, and they were always answered within a very short time.
We were told up front like timings, and definitely they were adhered to. Yeah. There was probably a little bit more meticulous planning in the beginning as well, so we had some sort of finer details laid out, so we didn't have to worry about making other decisions as time went on. Everything was written down and as we were wanting it to be.
When we were going through the loan, the bank manager was telling us, there'll definitely be variations, but we didn't have to go back to the bank at all. So any variations they were sorted out.
And they were quite minor, and I think that kind of plays into the meticulous planning at the beginning as well.
I had certain plans in my head where a patio needed to be at the back of the house, and from the very first meeting, the designer that came in decided no, that wasn't going to work, and a patio in the middle of the house was what we needed here, and I hadn't even thought of that. So I guess, just having some expertise straight away. There was no umming and ahhing from them either. They were very certain that this is the best way to sort of get the right breezes and get the right afternoon sun protection and things like that. So a lot of confidence from a very early stage that we were on the right track.
What impressed us the most was definitely the communication. All of our questions and emails and phone calls were answered quite promptly. Yeah,
what impressed me was the constant flow of work happening. We live nearby, we'd do a little sneak drive-by most afternoons, and then there'd be work that had happened during the day or that was still here. What impressed me was definitely the flow of construction.
And it was certainly helpful dealing with Rob initially, going through all of the details and the processes, having someone who was actually an expert so that he could answer your questions straight away, not a salesperson trying to sell you some kind of product. There was actually knowledge behind the information that was given to you.
There was no big long gaps at all. Where it sat stagnant, there was always something happening.
We had some quite nice feedback from the neighbours across the road as well. They approached us not long after we moved in and let us know that they had wonderful feedback to give as well, not having their driveway access blocked, and I guess respect for the other neighbours and people around in the street, which was quite lovely to hear as well.
Any fix-ups after the fact were covered promptly. responded to very quickly. There's always a solution.
Whenever you email or send messages through Builder Trend, it is usually Rob that answers, so you know that he's still there and still cares about what's going on. But it is Cam that is the main contact person once the build starts. But it was quite a good process to be able to contact either of them. No questions were too big or too annoying for them, and they were certainly answered quite promptly. And even regular site visits to sort out any issues that may have popped up or concerns that we had. The preliminary agreement process that we went through at the beginning was quite detailed, but the benefits of that paid off throughout the build and towards the end of the build. We didn't have to worry about further delays then, because we had to choose bits and pieces and choose items for the house. They were already, we'd already chosen them, they'd already been ordered, they'd already been sorted out right at the beginning of the build, so we didn't have to worry as the project went on, and that was a good document to be able to refer to remind ourselves what was included in all of the rooms as the build went on as well. Working directly with the owners is actually quite comforting as well. When you have questions, they're going to be answered appropriately, and you actually get the genuine feeling that they actually care about your home and about your project, which is actually quite a comfort as well.
Yeah, you're working with the owners from the get-go. You're not working with someone trying to sell your product. You're working with the guys with their hands and feet on the ground.